It strips away the things that we have that make us feel like we're in control.
You're just tested at all levels, like psychologically, physically, emotionally, just this hardship at the very, very core, and you kind of see what you're made of.
Being in the wilderness is just like another experience of, first of all, realizing how small we are.
There's something about nature that opens you up to be able to see something far greater than yourself.
It's the place that Jesus goes to retreat and to be alone with the Father. And it's also a place of testing. And I think with this kind of trip at the end of our propaedeutic stage, it sort of sums up a lot of the year.
It challenges us, but also it opens our eyes to how big God is.
You certainly see yourself in all these different situations. Like when you're pushed up against a wall, what do I do? How do I react?
By encountering the wilderness, by encountering just raw reality of our own frailty in the backcountry, all of a sudden we're just pushed and rocked and challenged out there. And I think that's a beautiful way that these courses really help kind of affirm that calling to the priesthood of showing these men what they're made of.
You have to find where you're going to sleep every night, and you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with being poor. And I think both of those things are areas of formation that we focus on at seminary, but it wasn't something I expected coming into this, that I was going to grow in those areas as well.
And there becomes a real moment where there's a challenge by choice, and the men either choose to pick up the cross. In reality, that may be their backpack, maybe that's the cross of, or the burden of leadership, or there's an element of like, okay, I can't do this by myself, and now I have to rely on my brothers to help me carry my own cross. And that is honestly probably one of my favorite places and moments of the trip, when the men have to make an active choice to pick up their cross and rely on their brothers. And when they do that, the moment of vulnerability and intimacy of brotherhood that is just instilled in relying on each other just flowers and blossoms into an incredible heroic witness.
When you break it down to like the most basic fundamental aspect of life, of just like moving day by day, getting through life, and that you have to work together as a team, and you're sleeping in a small tent with 4 other people, you get through the surface stuff to like really getting to know those people at a completely different level.
Some of the levels of community might have been kind of superficial before. We do everything together, but maybe I don't know my brother's story that well, or I haven't had to like really confront him.
This is just so like focused and like raw and just together that I think like it's something that this group will never, you can't take it away, I guess, in a certain sense.
What they do here prepares them for real battles in the future, that this is something of a training ground.
I discovered that there's a lot more to myself than I thought. There's a sort of a grit, a toughness that I didn't really realize before.
It's just really, really cool to see how tightly knit we have become through this experience of just relying on each other.
I'm still trying to like understand what was happening, but it's like in the wilderness things are simpler, and it kind of allows the Lord to work in more mysterious ways underneath the surface that you kind of don't normally like pick up on. And yeah, I don't know. The wilderness is a great place to be.
It's a revelatory encounter for them of God's love and his care for them.